Rockstars! Hope everybody is having a great last day of the month and a great Monday. And if you're still entering orders, I hope the system is going nice and smooth and fast for you, and that you get everything for your fabulous September hostesses all entered. So, what we're doing today is this is the first short video in a series I'm doing for you guys on bookings. And this video is going to talk about your very, very, very favorite thing to do, which of course is picking up the phone and calling people and asking for bookings. Obviously I'm kidding. I know you guys don't like doing that. I know it sucks. I know it's a bummer. I know nobody wants to pick up the phone and it's scary. And believe me, I hear you. I don't like it any better than y'all do. But what I do also know is that if your calendar isn't looking like you want it to look and you don't have the parties on your October or your November that you would like to have, what sucks even more than picking up the phone and having a few uncomfortable minutes is getting to payday and not having a paycheck. So we don't want that to happen. And the good news is I'm going to hopefully make it a little easier for you by giving you a bunch of information on who to call, when to call them, what kind of words to say, and some do's and don'ts. So that said, let's get started. First of all, the who is pretty easy. You guys probably already know this, but you want to start with your list of 62. You guys hopefully all know what that is. You can find a printable one on 31 Today in the toolbox. And if you don't already have one, I would totally recommend doing it and start writing down some names and numbers of the people that you're going to call. But the first people you want to stick on your list, if you're starting with a brand new list and you don't have anybody, is you want to stick on those previous hostesses. Maybe they haven't hosted in a while. Maybe they had a great party for you back in January or even last year. Stick them on, because if they've hosted once, odds are they'd be willing to do it again. Secondly, let's stick on all those people who have said, oh my gosh, I totally want to do a party, and you guys have just never nailed down a date. Excuse me. That's going to be the second little group of people that I want you to stick on your list. Thirdly, let's stick on some of those great customers who have maybe spent a whole bunch of money or had a whole big long wish list and they weren't able to get everything. Let's put them on as your third category of people. Now, if you've got all those three groups of people together and you still don't have a big fat list to work from, then there's a couple things you can do. First off, go through your old order forms, take a look at some of your old customers, see who maybe you made a really good connection with, or go through old vendor events, little drawing slips that you have, and see. Hopefully you guys take little notes on people. I do that when they walk away from the booth. I'll jot down like, oh, daughter in soccer and stuff like that. Find those good slips that you have and start adding those people to your list as well. And if you still don't have a big fat list, then it's time to think outside the box a little. And by that, I mean, what about your hairdresser who always says, oh my gosh, what a cute bag? Or that other mom at soccer who is always looking to do a fundraiser or something for one of her kids' sports. Or, you know, the lady at the dentist office that, you know, checks you out when you go, that, you know, is always commenting on how cute your bags are, or even somebody you know that carries really cute bags. There's a whole bunch of different places you can pull from. The idea is you want to get a whole bunch of names and numbers together, and you want to have this whole big group of people you can reach out to get your October booked and your November booked if you are already looking really good for October. So that's your who. The when to call, that's pretty easy. You guys all know, your mama probably taught you, don't call people before 9 a.m., don't call people after 9 p.m. I mean, that's just kind of good manners. Aside from that, usually lunchtime is a pretty good time to call people. If they work full-time, they're usually maybe getting a break. Sometime between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., they're usually on a break, so you can kind of try and reach them then. And then in the evenings, between 7 and 8 p.m. tends to be a good time to call as well, because hopefully people are home from work, hopefully they've gotten the kids fed, and they're kind of just chilling out, hanging out, or if they're like me, they're sitting on the side of a ball field somewhere, and you know, it's a pretty good time to answer the phone. So that's your when. Now, let's talk do's and don'ts. First off, don't get discouraged when you hear no. You're going to hear no. You're going to have people say, no, I don't want to do a party right now. Okay, that's fine. We're not going to hound them. We're not going to attack them. We're not going to get discouraged. We're not going to think, oh my gosh, they hate me. Oh, I shouldn't be calling people. This is awful. You're just going to say, okay, thank you. Would you like for me to follow back up with you in a couple months to see if that's a better time? That's a great thing to say. They may say yes, they may say no. It's all right. Either way, it's all right. Until somebody says, oh my gosh, no, you crazy lady, I'm never doing a party. Don't ever call me again. All right, if they say that, first of all, I'd be really surprised. But if they say that, then yeah, go ahead and take them off your list. You don't have to call them again. You have a pass on them. But if they just say no, not right now, then see if you can follow back up with them in the future. The other thing you don't want to do is don't ask them an open-ended question. So don't call them up and say, oh, just let me know if you want to do a party. Just if you decide you want to do one, just let me know. First of all, that's not even a question. That's just you making a statement, and that's not what we're doing here today. We're asking questions. So you don't want to say that. You want to ask them a very specific yes or no question. Like, hey, would you like to host a party and get a whole bunch of stuff for free? Yes or no. It's very simple. If they say yes, great. Then move on, get a date from them, get them on your list to send them a hostess packet. You're good. Congrats. You got a booking. If they say no, again, use that follow-up of, can I ask you again in a couple months? Let's see, more do's and don'ts. Don't prejudge. Don't assume that because somebody, has 6 kids and is crazy busy, they wouldn't want to do a party. Or don't assume that, oh, well, she makes a ton of money, she wouldn't care about getting stuff for free. Don't assume that, because people host parties for all different reasons. It's not always about a ton of free stuff. Sometimes it's just about getting their girlfriends together and having a good time. Sometimes people just want to be that person that, is known for throwing the really good parties. So don't assume, because if you prejudge somebody and decide I'm not going to call them, there's a pretty good chance that another 31 person is going to swoop in and call them, and they might get a yes that could have been yours. So that's a bummer. You don't want that. So that's another do and don't for you. And the other big one is don't get on the phone and just talk their ear off. You have a very specific objective. You are calling them for a very specific reason. So just get to it. It's okay. It's not a personal thing. If they say no, or if they say not right now, it's all right. You're going to be okay. You're going to get probably about 9 no's for every yes. And when you learn to take yourself out of the equation and learn to think, oh my gosh, they weren't saying no to me because I'm a horrible person and they hate me. They were just saying no because maybe they got something going on in their life and they're too busy, and that's okay. All right. So how do you feel about the do's and don'ts? That's not so bad, right? So I promised you words, and I'm going to give you words, but rather than making you sit here and take a million notes, I'm going to put some call scripts up on our Team Rockstar page that you guys can look at, pick your favorite one, start using it. You're going to have your list, you're going to have the words, you know when to call, you know what to do, what not to do. You guys got this. This is not going to be hard. You guys are so all over this. So, and remember that I'm here for you. If you have questions, if you need help, post on our page, email me, text me, whatever. I'm here to help you always 100%. So stay tuned. Video 2 will be coming soon. And in the meantime, happy calling. Bye, Rockstars.